that you bet for a
So there's a
living.
trick behind gambling that people do not understand. And I'm not saying people should go and bet, but there's a trick behind sports betting. For example, if you are wanting to use 100 naira to chop 4 million, 5 million,
Oh man, I don't want to
it's
off
not like
me,
it's not possible.
But if they off me, you want to use 100
people do
to
it.
get 5-10 million.
Yeah, people
you
do
will
it.
not see them, they will print their
Bring one
betting
long
slip.
sleep like this.
It will not look like roster.
So yes, one
and then
in one.
The funny thing is that you not see them with pen.
Yeah.
They are taking.
So one in 1,000 would actually win that
Win it.
money. Yeah. But the thing is, if you want to win from sport betting, right, it has to do with capital. So you invest huge capital, big money, then you stake 1, 2, 3 games. You can stake, for example, you get 200k now. You stake like 2 games to give you like 500, 600k, 3 games. Just the possibility of you chopping that kind of money is very huge compared to when you put
100
naira to or even 1,000
to win 4 million.
So
we said now agree they do also.
and that's how greed again is another thing. Then you say, oh, I will chop next tomorrow game. I will chop. I have lost money from gambling to the point that I had to tell myself that, oh, okay, you have started becoming addicted to gambling. I became so addicted. I think what really opened my eyes was in 2019. What really stopped me from gambling? It's not like I don't bet. I still bet now, but then it's I had a fair share of gambling, but then so my experience in 2019, most people didn't even know about the story. In 2019, I placed. I think I can't remember the app. I was on Twitter or something, and then somebody just reached out to me in my inbox and said he has Sure Games for me. You know how when you open so many things on Google, the next advert you are seeing is something related to that. So I don't know how they got my contact, and somebody reached out to me that, oh, he has Sure Games. He has Sure Games, and that possibility of me winning money is very huge and all of that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, fine. That's not a problem. How much do I stake? So the person sent me a link to Sportybet. Now, where the problem was that I literally could have gone on Sportybet to create an account, but I used the link he sent to me. It was a cloned account of Sportybet.
Shoot.
Yes, it was a clone, but I think Sportybet have stopped. Many people fell for it. So
actually, I did, but I didn't spend that much on it.
Mine is not even that I spent. They acted straight to my bank account. So I mistakenly gave them my ATM pin. They told me to I should pay in money into the account. So I used my ATM card. And you know it's a clone site.
Mine was a bank transfer. I paid in 4,000.
No, mine was even 1,000, but it was a clone site. So everything you are doing, they have the details.
Oh,
immediately, the guy just gave me the game and then blocked me. The next thing before I realized that, oh, it was scam, I just started getting alert, and voila. That was the last time I bet until 2023.
Free tickets to depression. So for my own, it was 4,000. I did a bank transfer, right? So I did the bank transfer. The guy now reached out and said, you will need to input your BVN number, basically your bank details, so that when you cash out, it will come in. So he was like, so I am assuring you that in 1 week, you will get at least 1 million. But how it's going to go is that you're going to be winning at least 100,000 every day. So you need your bank details so that you can move the money from the account to your bank account. But I had my doubt, like, why I won't give you my bank details, you get. And somehow I woke up the next morning, he has blocked me on WhatsApp. When I checked him on Facebook, he has blocked me. But man, I went out on a campaign against him because I now noticed that in some of my groups, Facebook groups, I will see him there still doing those stuff. So immediately he just does it. I replies his comment with scammer. So
it wasn't funny. It wasn't a funny experience for me. And
it wasn't for me, and I really don't. That was even my last experience, and I've told myself that this thing don't. It's not like I'm saying it doesn't work.
No, it does. For some people, they buy games actually. There are games that
I've heard
they
of
buy.
that too.
Some of these leagues that they buy games from, and they come. But then, like I said, it's huge capital. You need huge capital to be able to bet well, right? To stake well, but it's never a good habit.
That's where I am now worried.
It's
Because
never
how
a-
do we have teenagers? So, the number of people who engage in betting in Nigeria is around 40 to 60 million. And young adults and teenagers take about 70% of this crowd, right? So, these young adults and teenagers are people who from age 13 to 23. They take about 70% of this crowd. And I am asking myself, why is a 13-year-old boy or girl getting involved in gambling
Now,
or sport betting?
I,
And then where are their parents or their guardians?
you see, it's this whole thing of how you see this kind of young guys and betting to. It's the quest to want to become rich on time.
The get
Right.
it quick syndrome.
Yes. So you want to get rich, and you've seen maybe someone, get money from sport betting, and then again, the adults do not do a lot to sensitize young people that betting is not good. So when I chop money from betting, I'm saying it somewhere. Somebody hears. The parts you always hear is, "Oh, I got this money." You will never hear that. "Oh, they have eaten my money so bad," right? So now when you see this kind of things, then those guys or the younger generation see that, oh, you can actually bet. And remember, football is a game that is widely watched.
Yeah.
And
Across all age grades.
in short, as a matter of fact, there's a saying that football has reached more places than religion.
True. I would argue it because even there are times when you see primary school students, when they talk about football,
Exactly.
you be like, you're
So
gonna watch them.
you'd see parents and talk about football. So these things, people sit. I'm like, okay, I can talk about football. Why can't I, think of betting, And that's how they get into it. But the problem is when you start, it's like I
Always
said
hard to
earlier,
end.
how you get one game will spoil it, and then you say, oh, tomorrow
Let me
is
try
when-
again.
Let me try again. Before you know it, you'll be so addicted that the first thing when you do get money is go and put it on
Stake
the bet,
another one.
because you have the idea of, if I stake 1,000, I can get 4,000. So if I get 10,000, I can stake 10,000 and get 30,000 or 40,000 or 100,000. And then before you know it, you are so deep in the game. But if you have huge capitals, the guys that live on betting have huge capitals. I think I follow a lot of them on Twitter. You see their stakes and you be like, how did you even get this kind of money? Because the higher your stake, the higher chance of
winning.
and you don't have to stake so much games. So for me, betting is never an option for somebody that is trying to save. If you are trying to save, no, betting is not. It's not good.
So there was a time in my area, like my community, where some bros, they started this campaign against young bettors, right? So the way they went about their campaign was, when kids have gone to school, both secondary school and primary school, they now walk the streets with cane, betak pankere. They go from one betting shop to another. As in, when I mean one betting shop, I mean on my street we have more than 5.
Imagine
They go from one to another. If they catch you,
as a child, right?
jeez.
Yes,
you
I
go
think a
collect
lot.
beating.
And then again, you see this whole advertisements that they are doing on TV.
is even
It's also you
part of
see
the reason, right?
because again, when you watch like UEFA Premier League, you watch the
Champions League and
I
all
say
of them.
Premier
Europa
League
League.
and all those league, you realize that they are also the major sponsors of some of
these
these leagues.
betting
And so their
platforms.
adverts are always almost on all those sports channels. So it's also part of the things that I think if I enjoyed the fact that Obasanjo banned it actually the other time.
Yeah, so after he won't ban it, right? There was a protest.
Yes,
People protested it. Like, why you won't ban betting?
because I mean, people, like I said, people would eat from it, but man, when you get so addicted to gambling, right? I've seen people fall from 100 to 0, due to gambling.
That's quite terrible.
It's really terrible, man.
So we will be going on a short break right now, and of course, the conversation has been about betting for teenagers and young adults, its impact on these individuals who get involved in betting. Do well to drop a comment at in the comment section. What is your thoughts about teenagers and young adults who get themselves involved in sports betting? And don't forget and share this video. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Celebrating 4 years of excellence, Akoya TV Limited has emerged as the epitome of development journalism. At Akoya TV, news should not only focus on results, but process of participation in the developmental journey. We actively create it through content at the core of our stories. We showcase the beauty of people living harmoniously and contributing to the society. Over the years, we have partnered with cultural promoters to host extraordinary events, such as the first ever collaboration in Abuja, Umba Apostolic Festival, Benue Heritage Festival, Akoya Children's Carnival, and many more. Akoya TV is the brand you can trust for history, art, cultural content, and their influence on development. Join us to inspire, inform, and make positive impact on communities and societies.
Hey, what's up, people? My name is Solomon Lange, and you're watching Akoya TV. God bless you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ochanya Ojofu. I am the founder of Akoya Children Carnival. Watch Akoya TV.
Yemasni ame Veronica Ochido. Engaga ya Akoya TV.
Agatugolega dam. Ihi egwu nkama Oge David Mgbede. Ngbo Bagaji, Efugolega Agatu, Local Government of Benue State. Ngbo reporter Gakoya TV. Amakoya TV.
influence, especially when they show you that they have been benefiting from it with credit alert and the rest, you know. So everything that has an advantage does have a disadvantage, but you need to pick your own risk and follow it. I think that's it.
Okay, so Obi is telling us that our celebrities are also part of the reason why we have younger folks getting involved in betting. Do you share the sentiment? Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Celebrating 4 years of excellence, Akoya TV Limited has emerged as the epitome of development journalism. At Akoya TV, news should not only focus on results, but process of participation in the developmental journey. We actively create it through content at the core of our stories. We showcase the beauty of people living harmoniously and contributing to the society. Over the years, we have partnered with cultural promoters to host extraordinary events, such as the first ever collaboration in Abuja, Umba Apostolic Festival, Benue Heritage Festival, Akoya Children's Carnival, and many more. Akoya TV is the brand you can trust for history, art, cultural content, and their influence on development. Join us to inspire, inform, and make positive impact on communities and societies. Celebrating 4 years of excellence, Akoya TV Limited has emerged as the epitome of development journalism. At Akoya TV, news should not only focus on results, but process of participation in the developmental journey. We actively create it through content at the core of our stories. We showcase the beauty of people living harmoniously and contributing to the society. Over the years, we have partnered with cultural promoters to host extraordinary events, such as the first ever collaboration in Abuja, Umba Apostolic Festival, Benue Heritage Festival, Akoya Children's Carnival, and many more. Akoya TV is the brand you can trust for history, art, cultural content, and their influence on development. Join us to inspire, inform, and make positive impact on communities and societies.
Thanks for staying tuned. The conversation is around betting and its impact on teenagers and young adults. So we're currently talking about the influence of advertising platforms and our celebrities and social influencers on teenagers and young adults, because these persons, influence for the whole betting brands and all of that. So Jackson, do you also agree that our celebrities and social media influencers are also part of the reason why these young folks get involved in betting?
I do not agree.
Why?
Yes, and my reason is, first, you are supposed to filter what is good and what is bad. You remember, we have had this conversation.
I was going to say that. I was going to say this. Like, why do you always feel like celebrities and social influencers don't...
Should you have an impact on me negatively? Because again, now, their movies, right? If we ask now,
about gun.
when if we talk now, you say their movies have influence on you, right?
Of course it does.
Now they are being paid again. All these things now, they are being paid for it. So if you sit and say, okay, what this person is doing is good, so I should imbibe it, it's fine. If you think it is wrong, it is also fine. Now, for me, what I think is I think the regulation of these sporting activities should be checkmated.
Exactly what I was
I don't
going
think
to say.
it has anything to do with the influence of these celebrities. Yes, the influence, again, in advertising and in marketing, these influences are good for that kind of, right? You need people to buy, so you need to use their face and their favorite artists and all of that. And these artists also are making their livelihood from it. So are you going to say we should remove bread from this person because other people are using it to do bad. And so if for me, I don't think it's them. It has to do with regulations. I think there should be regulations on how before you came in.
I think it's more of imposing the rules. So
On them.
yes,
Exactly.
according to the National Lottery Act, right, you cannot bet except you are 18. So I
Yes.
think there should be a way, like a task force that somehow.
That one, people lie every day. Even everybody's lying in this country. So I don't think you can catch them on that, right? I don't think you can catch them on that. But okay, like he made mention of Jose Mourinho doing an advert for a betting company and all. Yes, he's one of my favorite coaches, right? But I'm not going to say, because he's sitting. If he was advertising for something bad, will I say because he's my favorite coach, I should go and do that thing? Knowing fully well that if I'm being caught and I go to court, right? They will not tell me that it's because Jose Mourinho. I will not go and tell the judge that it's because Jose Mourinho was on that chair now. So it is that I should know the one. Before you came in, I already shared my experience. I bet, in short, it was Shege that I saw. That I ran away from betting. Right? But I'm back again. But it's not by their influence. Do you get? It's a thing of choice. So, but like you rightfully said earlier, it is that people want to make money. Extra money, and that was what has led people into betting, right? But it is that you accepted to go. If these guys were saying go and put on the fire, should be go and put on the fire.
Some people go
because
do.
It's your
Some people
that's
go
on you.
do.
So you come back and you bear the consequences of it.
Of course. So you made mention of something. You talked about the rules, the policies, the regulations. Yeah. Now, before you go into betting, you must have registered yourself.
Of
and
course.
During that process of registering, you would have accepted the terms and conditions.
Definitely.
In other words, that implies you would have read
Their
the
terms and
rules, the
conditions.
regulations, the policies before attesting to the fact that you're 18 and then you want to go ahead with your decision of betting. So you, as an individual going into betting, you already have harbored that information and you've taken the decision.
Yeah, but again, sorry, before you, don't forget that we don't used to redo that regulation.
Yes, we know that, of course. Yes.
That's another thing. No,
We
when
know
person no
that,
go
but
sign
then-
arrest warrants when because he no
you
read.
don't already sign them, you don't already tick them.
Because you go tick say
you've already
agreed,
accepted
and you don't read
It's
them.
just like
We don't know the readout.
It's just like opening a bank account. Every bank will give you a form. Now, as soon as you append your signature, it means that all those things written in block letters, small, you have read it and you have read.
Yes.
So whenever something happens to your account and then you're suing the court or suing
You
the
can't
bank
sue
rather,
them.
you'll be held responsible if that has been written and you...
Yes. So that's why I say for me, I just feel like, because you go and sue them, truly you cannot say, is this celebrity that advertised for me? That's why this celebrity were only doing their money
The
thing
question is influence. Could he have had influence
from this celebrity.
directly or only indirectly?
Yes, directly.
Through an advertisement.
Yes,
it is
you must have indirect through the
Yes.
advertisement.
Yes.
I agree.
Mourinho or anybody who is acting did not come to meet you. I know you are my number one fan.
Yes.
Come and bet. No worry. The first
But-
day will be. You
but-
understand?
But it's always on the advert.
It's always
They will
on
tell
the
you how they'll
advert. I
double the
always-
money. They'll
Yes.
give you money from your first.
They will show you
this
an
thing.
experience of someone who has cashed out and.
And that person
And
never
that's the
cashed out.
influence we are talking about,
That's the
actually.
influence. So
Yes.
But that's the influence.
There is an influence, but I'm not saying from the celebrity.
From
It
who
was
then?
from
It's from the betting company. Leave the celebrity out of their working for
Okay,
their money.
okay,
Let's
so-
not put them into it.
Okay,
If they-
so,
if-
let's
sorry,
take the
but
celebrities
wait.
out of the equation then.
If you remove celebrity out of the equation,
So let's talk about
and
the
they just do
platforms.
the ordinary adverts. Most likely, the ordinary adverts will not be interesting.
Yes.
So you will never, you almost
So
never
now you
catch
say everybody
people.
want
So
cash
now
out.
let's leave the celebrity out of it.
Money is going out.
Yes, but this celebrity, is working for his money. I'm because one day I feel be celebrity and you content man who collect money because I know
So all this-
influence
Now, so you
somebody. No, you know be so you be I collect money. Some man no collect money because of say
you
he go influence person to go do wetin he suppose get choice over.
No, but for me, right, I get issues with all this betting thing, and this is my issue. It's the level of risk people are willing to take. For instance, you agree with me that some persons gamble their children.
Family,
Like-
houses, properties.
Like when I mean gambling, for in the ladder of social status, we have those at the, the lowest level, right? You see people who are willing to stake their daughters to get married to a wealthier families so that it can elevate them from poverty. So regardless of whatever that girl or that lady is going through, because sometimes why I use the girl is because some of those girls are teenagers, right? No, but it's risky. No, because now this is the thing. Whatever that lady goes through in that marriage, she has to stay put. Yes. All the whatever she goes through, good or bad, she has to stay put, because the stake is, as long as you're in that marriage, your family is good. So it's the level of risk
whether
people are
she's
willing to
enjoying
take
the marriage
or not. She's going to stay there.
It's more like a betrothed to.
So it's the level of risks where we are willing to take.
Yes.
It's scary somehow.
It's scary.
It's scary.
Like
no, it is.
Right?
Because gradually these young guys are going to get addicted to it.
That's the challenge.
And then it will affect their mental health.
Let me tell you, beautiful. Nigeria is hard already. Any way to make extra income, people are doing it. We are talking. What risk again? People are tapping. Tapping, isn't it? Your phone not at risk.
See,
it's your phone not at risk. If you break the skin, can you break skin?
Let's not talk about tapping. I see the pretty tappers.
But there's it will pay one day. It's the same thing as betting. That's exactly what we are doing.
You go pay.
And your money they go.
And your money they go.
500.
This one, your screen is getting. You understand? So we are everything we are doing. But here today now we are risking our lives because tomorrow now, Bet Nigeria Africans was so we are talking about them not betting. We are at risk. You get?
They don't risk us.
No. But this thing is, I just for me, it is that make sure what you are doing, you have agreed to yourself that you chose to do it.
And then you have the capacity
then you have the capacity to it. Betting is never good.
Yes.
It's never good.
Because the risk is quite high.
So high. The risk mentally, emotionally, financially is so high.
So
I remember when I used to bet, I would go to listen to watch ball and then I'm sitting down, oh God, just score one goal. The one where they pray for me score one goal, he scored. Then another one that I'm not even watching. Just go I'll go realize
for a ticket for you.
Ticket. And I'll go home, I'll just go and sleep. Maybe if you busy,
so growing up, there's what is called risk appetite, and it comes with different colors, right? There's the green, there's the amber, there's the red, there's as the case may be. So if your risk appetite is quite low, then maybe in like my own situation, you tried the first time, tried the second time, it didn't work, I just dropped it off. For you...
Oh, you didn't even go deep?
Nah.
It's red.
My profession won't let me do that. But then, while we were still, teenagers, like as you said, early, youthful, exuberant setting, and so we just wanted to try out everything and see the one that our head can carry. Do you understand? So my risk appetite for it was quite very, very low. It was almost red. But I feel like yours, from what you're saying, is green because you could go and you could return. Do you understand? So it means probably over time you may have benefited from it handsomely.
I did.
You understand? Maybe use the money for something good as well. And as such, you felt like, if this paid me that time, it could pay me now again, maybe in a higher... in a higher denomination, you understand? So this is what it is. Your risk appetite needs to conform with the risks that you're about to take. The benefit attached to it needs to also conform. So there are a lot of examples because I'm a passionate football fan, right? So I can tell you for free that the longest or the biggest barbing salon in Lagos was built or constructed by a company of whom it was done for a person who was betting. Now this is how the bet was. For 1 month he staked from the first of the month to the last day of the month. Every day he had a game. It was entering like that. And then till the last day, and then he entered. Now he used only a few naira, maybe 500 or the case.
It's been a very long time. But his benefit was in millions, over 20 million. Now, guess what? Because of the value of money has at 10, right? The company, Bet Niger, refused to pay him. So at that point in time, we said, I beg, this guy, your money no go enter. Do you understand? So he had to sue them because they refused to pay him. At that point, there was no money left to pay him. Those guys on the counter that you go to their company and you see them, they ate the money. They shared the money. So when this young man took the case to court, he won. And guess what? Bet Niger paid him his 20 million plus extra charges for penalties for stressing him inconveniences. And those who were on the counter were, I don't know, I think arrested until they were billed by their boss. So this is how it is.
So this kind of person I go that you saying cash out for betting and
do you understand? So now all the Davido, Wizkid, they have all passed through that barber shop to cut their hair at some point in time. So you can see where the benefit came from and you see how it is. So it's good in a way and it is negative in another way. You just have to choose yours.
But then, right, I want to ask, right, do you think parents and educators can do better in the sense that sensitizing these teenagers of the risk involved in all of this? So most times when you go on the streets, what you hear are stories and tales of how this person won 10 million, how the other person won 100,000 and all of that. But you don't get to hear that, oh, I carry 100K, enter Bet Niger shop, I play visual.
That visual is the worst.
Visual is the worst. My money enter.
Visual like, is
you don't
the
hear
worst.
those things.
In space of 20 minutes, you have finished.
As in, you gotta look at like this, you they win, they come, fine, you don't lose. So I think for me though, so that's what I'm asking you, do you think that educators and parents and guardians and basically everybody should talk about both the risk and the wins in all of this, so that way you know what you're going in? Because most of these people, these young folks, don't even understand that there is a risk.
I think people know that there's a risk and they understand that there's a risk, because if you do not know and you do not understand, then you won't play it. And even their adverts will always state it now. That's it's in bet responsibly and all of that.
You understand.
But like I said, like I was explaining, I feel you chose to do it. You chose to do it. You know that it is, even by now, if you are even going into it, people will tell you, if somebody comes to meet you and tell you bring money, but na risk or more risk, more if you lose and feel winner, but we go feel winner. It depends again on how the league is going to and how much game you carry. So that kind of thing. There are times, I think in the early times where this whole betting thing came up, when there are selected teams that you know would almost always win all their matches. So then I think it was paying a lot of people compared to now. Yeah. Now that the season has gone so bad, seasons upon seasons,
times and seasons,
you understand, and then people are, you know, I think that was what crashed some betting companies at that time, that early times, because people were winning, you know, back to back. You would just tell that
they didn't have
at
enough
least
capital.
Yes, you would hear at least Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool in one, at least in that league. They must win their matches. Then you go to Madrid, Barcelona. If nobody win in that league, Madrid and Barcelona will win. By the time you go to Bayern Munich, you will always win. Italy, if you go to Italy, Juventus would always win. So by the time you couple all of, even though the odds might be small, but you would win because you know.
Wait,
why
I feel like say they teach people how to stake now?
No, but you see now, you talked about the wins, yeah? But now, by the time you go into it deeply, you now realize that right now is not even the best time. Seasons have changed. I was talking about this thing, I was talking about the earlier stages where leagues were leagues. Not now. Now, leagues are no longer leagues. Anybody will just come and win.
But about teenagers, right? Do you agree that betting platforms, especially the physical one, so we know that online you can always lie, but the physical one where you can, like the walk-in shops, do you think that operators of these walk-in shops should do better as regards making sure that people who come into their shops to bet and exactly at the legal age of betting and not below? Do you think it's something they should, do?
I think yes. I think I've seen 2 or 3 shops that have sent people away, children away, when they come to stake game. Also, I've also seen adults sending children
to go and stake
game on their behalf. So yes, this shop can even do, but even the people,
So now the big question is, what is the place of parenting? Because when we're growing up, we'll have uncle on the street that will say, "Come, take this 20 naira, go buy me cigar. Take this 100 naira, go buy me beer." You understand? And for me, I don't know any other person, but for me, my mom was so strict that if she sees me going out, I don't need anger, and you come and she goes like, "Where are you going to?" So uncle said I should go and buy cigar. She will collect the money from me. She will come and meet you wherever you are, give you federal warning not to ever send her child on such errands, because she feels that this child is too young to be exposed to something like that. So do you think, Obinna, that parents should also pay attention to things like that?
I believe that parents are God's own guidance for us being their children, and as such, there must be rules that guide our behaviors, our activities. Now, if we are under the surveillance of parents, of guardians, we should, as children, know that I think obedience is better than sacrifice, right? And as such, I don't think there's any parent who is well learned. I believe you're talking about learned parents and guardians.
You don't have to be learned to be a good parent.
Yes, you don't have to be. But then again, if you're not learned, you may not know the risks attached to some things. There's probably nothing there to send your child to go and buy you this. It doesn't even know anything about it. My mama said, "Make I buy this," and you bring it. It's still ignorance. But when you're a learned person like your mom, she understands that if you send this child first time, second time, third time on this particular thing, one day he will want to even know. Maybe not that year, not 2 years, not 3 years, but growing up, he's getting matured, he's getting exposed. He's going to see someone who he has been looking up to doing the same thing, and he will want to try. But someone who probably doesn't care as a parent, and a normal distance, just send them, I beg go. You know, say another uncle buy you Coke before. Do you understand? So those kind of things. So what I'm trying to say is this: it is very important for parents to know what their children are going into. Not just, let's say, betting, but in this case, we are talking about betting. It is probably very difficult to control what someone does with the phone. You're 18. It's not every parent that will come and be checking your phone at midnight to see what you're doing and the rest. And as such, you always have to consistently speak to the parent. You should always have, this family meeting. When they say village house meeting, yes, it's very important just to talk about little details about things like this, things that are happening, security issues and the rest. Now, this betting could take you to many places. For example, now I do know of someone who, just like a child, who was asked to go and place a bet. Now, on the to the child, he doesn't know anything, just showed the paper, got everything complete, and returned back to who sent him. Now, in the end, the man cashed out, and guess what? That changed the life of that young man, because out of the millions, he could throw a few millions to him, and he settled with his family. So you see the benefit that comes with it. Now, why we are trying to say it is wrong is simply because when you really take up the law guiding a country, gambling is wrong. Firstly, to start with, let's call it spade a spade. Gambling is wrong. Betting is a form of gambling. Do you understand? That is why you see these casino games that they play, you don't do it during the day. You do it at night for millionaires, because even when the law enforcement agents come, they have enough funds to settle. So this is what it is. Let's not sugarcoat it.
In Nigeria, it's betting wrong.
In Nigeria, betting is wrong, but you have a license to it.
They have been gambling with us since now. What's wrong about it?
Okay.
Well, then that's what it is. So it is very important for parents to really, caution their children, because at times you see, this my pikin don't go buy bread today, tomorrow, next week. What's it? You need to ask questions, because you know that his normal money that he gets from maybe his activity is not enough to settle for his transport fare, feeding. Talk less of even having enough to. So you need to know what your children are going into, and then betting. Anything can happen there. I've seen where people fight over betting, even in the shop. You lose this and you lose that. So that's the way it is. So yes, it's quite important.
Okay, viewers, it's been an interesting conversation on the impact of betting on teenagers and young adults, the place of the government, the place of the parents in all of this. So, on that note, I would say that parents do well, not just parents though, but guardians and educators, do well to educate your children and sensitize them on different things, not just betting. Sensitize them on a lot of things, as it will help them weigh their option. So that brings us to the end of today's show. And of course, I am your host, Hope Williams, and I've been in the studio with Jackson Ode and Obinna Eze. Do well to like and share this video, drop a comment in the comment section, and follow us on all our social media platforms. And make sure you click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are notified when we make a post. Till we come your way again next time, do have a blissful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.